Hi Stampin' Friends, it's Chris Slogar from BuckeyeInklings.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these two kinds of gift wallets. The longer one is for cash or a check in this pocket on the side, and I would also like to mention fits. This is a standard envelope. It's called a Monarch envelope. It measures 3 7/8 by 7.5. Or if you need an envelope, of course, you can make one. Okay, but then the shorter version holds a gift card, or you could put folded up cash, tea bag, maybe Ghirardelli square, something of that nature in there. And here's another version, also made with that same, all of these are made with the Broadway bound specialty paper, just really special with the black and gold foil. It looks really sharp without a lot of fuss. Okay, so this one I just used a Sunshine Wishes die for the congrats and made it this way. And this one I used the Label Me Pretty bundle and just made a little tab to tuck in the flap. Okay, the flaps are made with the gift bag punch board, so we'll get to that. And I would also say I've been making these in pairs, and I recommend that because you can get one of each from a 12-inch square of the designer paper. Okay, so these are the pieces that you'll have from a 12-inch square. And the main, the long cash holder is made from a piece that's 7 3/4 by 9.5. And I would recommend, you really need to consider if your paper has direction on either side. Okay, so like this one had direction on the outside. You need to consider that so that the direction is going the right way at the bottom of your flap here. And let's see, this one had direction on the inside, and I open it vertically because of that. The flap is vertical, and I had cut that so that this was the 7 3/4 dimension. In this case, this is the 7 3/4 dimension. Okay, so I am going to do the one we're making today out of the candles, similar to this, where the directional paper runs the length of the cash holder. And so I cut that first at 7 3/4. And then I cut the length to 9.5. Okay, and this is going to be an extra piece. What's left is a piece that is still 12 inches long, and you want to cut it down to 4. Okay, and that will make the gift card holder. And then there's an extra, I think this is a 1/4 inch piece that we can just set aside. We don't need that. But these two pieces will make, and they're very similar construction, will make our two wallets. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the scoring tool. And again, considering always which direction your project is going, I am going to score at 3/8 and 7 3/8 on this side, okay, because that is going to make the little tabs here to form the pocket. Okay, so at 3/8 and 7 3/8. And when I turn it the other direction, I need to consider where the flap is, and the pattern has to, be going the right way on the flap. So actually it helps to hold that paper up, and I can see if I make it this way, the candles will be going the right way along the bottom of the flap. I'm going to put the bottom of the flap to the left here, and I'm going to score at 1 3/8. Okay, and this is the flap. And then also at 4.5 and 7.5. Okay, set that scoring tool aside and pull in the punch board. Let me try to burnish these. This isn't the easiest paper to see our lines on. I'm not going to burnish the lengthwise ones. Okay, but this is the flap, And there's a 3-inch score line here. And we're going to line the pointer of the gift bag punch board with that score line and push the paper all the way in until it rests along that back side. Okay, I've got the pointer with that 3/8 inch score line, and I'm punching. And then I'm going to flip it over because it's easier to get that alignment if you've got it turned over. And find that score line and line it up again with that pointer. Okay, and that's how you've made the flap. Now, at this bottom end, which is going to be our pocket end, we're going to notch out. Okay, here's the horizontal score line. I'm just going to make a little notch, and then we're going to cut this. I'll do that with the trimmer, but this will be the pocket edge for the cash. All right, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so you can see that. These we'd like to keep to make our pocket. This we're going to trim off now. All right, so let me get my trimmer and do that. We're going to try to cut as carefully as we can along the score line. Okay, so I've kind of got the score line located right in the groove of the track here. And I'm going to start cutting at this point and take off that 3/8 inch strip, what's left of it. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, the score line in the groove of the track, and I like to start down here and cut that away. Okay. Pretty simple from here. We've already got kind of the pocket shape made. And there we have, you know, the whole pouch. So all I'm going to do, now I do like a little notch here. I've got a 1.5 inch circle punch. This is a 7-inch length. So I'm just going to find the halfway point using my grid paper so I can get my notch kind of centered. I've got a 1.5 inch circle punch here. And then I'm going to use my fast fuse, or you can use Terran tape or liquid Tombow, whatever you like for 3D projects, to lock down the pocket flap. And I have, okay, for the inside piece, I have a piece of lovely lipstick that measures 2 7/8 by 6 3/4, and then Whisper White to mat on top of it. That's 2 3/4 by 6 5/8. So I'm gonna use a stamp from, this is a new set in the upcoming catalog, Delightful Day. I'm going to make this a birthday wallet, wishing you a delightful birthday. And I'll just stamp that in lovely lipstick. And I'm going to attach this all to the inside of the envelope. And essentially that's it. Now you could decorate this with more tags and whatnot. I think with other papers, I probably would have added more to the outside, and not just that gold braid, but this paper is just already so sharp looking. I feel like you don't need a lot more. Okay, so there is your gift envelope, and I have more of that gold trim. I forget what it's called. Oh, it's just called gold cord. Okay, and I am going to tie a bow here. Yeah, this one could probably use a tag, but I don't have anything planned right now, so you'll have to leave that to your imagination and add what works for you. Okay, so this is the longer one, the cash or check holder. Now, we've got that other piece already ready. That's 4 inches by 12 inches. And let me get the scoring tool. We are going to score, this one's a little easier to see. We know the length is going to be this way. Those side notches are going to be along the length. Again, 3/8 inch from each side of the paper. So we're scoring at 3 5/8. I'm sorry, at 3/8 and 3 5/8. Okay, turning again, and we need the flap to the left. That's how I'm giving you the scoring dimension. So again, I'm putting the bottom of the candles, which will be the bottom of the flap, to the left. Okay, and I'm scoring at 1 3/8, 5 3/8, 9 1/4. And we're going to try to find those scores here. Let's get the gift bag punch board again. So on the flap section again, we're lining up the pointer with that long 3/8 inch, vertical score line and punching, and doing the other side of the flap as well. Oh, did that go? Yep. All right, so I like that shape that we get from the gift bag punch board for the flap. All right, this is the pocket where the gift card will go. And we're going to, again, snip. Here's the score line. We're going to snip at an angle down to it on both sides. And then we're going to use our trimmer to take out that extra strip that's 3/8 inch wide there that we've scored. And we are just starting at the point where we've angled, or where we've trimmed at an angle, and I didn't quite trim enough, so I'm going to snip that away. And then on this side, again, get that score line lined up in the groove of your track and cut away that portion of the edge. Okay, so on this one, since this is a little narrower width, I just have a 1 inch circle punch. I'm just finding the midpoint there. I know when I wing it, and I think I'm right in the center, never turns out that I'm in the center, so I end up using my grid paper just to make sure I'm going to like what I end up with. Okay, so adhering those tabs down, and then this folds up like so. And on the insert piece, again, I'll make this one birthday too, just with that same stamp. I've got lovely lipstick that measures 3 3/4 by 3, and Whisper White that measures 3 5/8 by 2 7/8. And I'll put those together. And attach that to the inside. And tie this one up. So you'll have to consider, again, be really careful with the direction of your papers. Okay, so this one I've made this vertically. You'll have to consider whether you like that or you want to go this way. And you have to plan that before you make those cuts, okay? I can't stress that enough, and because I've made that mistake, I guess. But we'll just tie this one up as well. And I think that's it. Again, this paper, this is Broadway bound paper. This will be retiring in the annual catalog that ends at the end of May, well, first couple of days of June. So if you want any of that, it is really sharp, elegant, and You know, it already looks finished with just a little bit of gold trim. So you can get that now while supplies last. And otherwise, please visit me at buckeyeinklings.com. Thanks for watching.